Well, it looks like this is the part of the revolution where they start throwing their political opponents in jail. Wow, that was fast. It was just a week ago they were telling us about unity. Remember that? What we didn't know at the time is they meant that everyone with power should unite against the rest of the country. Unity meant oligarchy. Oh. Doug Mackey learned that the hard way this morning. Mackey is a 31-year-old conservative journalist from Florida. At 7 a.m., FBI agents showed up at Mackey's house. They threw him in handcuffs and they dragged him to a cell. He now faces 10 years in prison. His crime? He made fun of powerful Democrats on social media. As the federal criminal complaint puts it, quote, Mackey made coordinated use of social media to spread disinformation relevant to the impending 2016 presidential election. This disinformation, the Biden administration solemnly explained, quote, often took the form of memes. Yes, memes.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Conversation Controversy. I'm David. This is my wife, Erica. We are going to talk about a recent thing that happened that kind of was disturbing when an internet person was, what would you call them, an influencer, an internet influencer, similar to us, was recently arrested.
Doug Mackey was indicted by the feds for using the social media platform to spread election disinformation to Hillary Clinton voters in 2016. Ricky Vaughn, aka Douglas Mackey, a pro-Trump meme maker and Twitter troll, used Twitter to post memes and troll Hillary Clinton during the 2016 presidential election cycle. 31-year-old Mackey was arrested in West Palm Beach on one charge of conspiracy against rights and faces up to 10 years in prison. According to the unsealed indictment, Mackey conspired with others on Twitter to encourage black people to cast their votes via text message. Tucker Carlson and Mark Stein discussed the case on FNC's Tucker Carlson Tonight.
Mark Stein is a best-selling author, one of the smartest men we know, joining us now with the reaction to this. So, Mark, you've spent your entire life as a journalist mocking people you disagree with politically. Here you have Doug Mackey, who I'd never heard of before today, is a journalist. He mocks people. He's going to jail for it. How do you feel about that?
Well, disgusted. I mean, it's extraordinary to me that the FBI, which are the guys who interfered in the 2016 election, now are terrorizing some guy who posted a picture of Taylor Swift wearing a MAGA hat that he'd photoshopped onto her head. So in other words, all the dirty, rotten, stinking, corrupt officials at the Department of Justice and at the FBI, both of which I think are actually irredeemable now and should probably be disbanded and rebuilt from scratch. The guys who actually interfered in the 2016 election and got their buddies in MI6 and ASIO in Australia to assist them setting up Papadopoulos and the rest of the crowd, they've now found some little fella to make an example of, and they're going to stick him in jail for 10 years. And the FBI agent, our pal Sean Hannity, is always going on about all the good people in the FBI. I'm sorry, Sean, but the FBI agent who investigated this guy for a non-crime should be ashamed of herself. And actually shouldn't have taken that gig.
I totally agree. Now, they're telling us about this threat of domestic extremism, and I'm trying to be as honest and as clear-thinking as I can be. I'm starting to agree with them. I think a crackdown like this will create extremism. I think they know that, and if they don't know it, they're deeply unwise. But arresting people for memes, banning whole social media sites, a crackdown like this cannot help but create domestic extremism. Do they not see that?
Well, they think they can handle that. If you recall George Orwell in 1984, they invented a forever war going on the far fringes of the map. In this case, they're actually being more ambitious. I've lived in countries with domestic terrorism movements. That's not what's going on here. Here we've got theater. I don't know why you need real troops to do what these guys are doing in Washington. Everyone on Broadway is currently unemployed at the moment. So you could easily get, you know, the chorus from Hello Dolly to dress up as soldiers and do what they're doing here. They're inventing a domestic insurgency that does not exist.
The Eastern District of New York said in its indictment that 1 week before the 2016 election, Mackey tweeted an image of a black woman in front of an African Americans for President Hillary sign. The Gateway Pundit reports, emblazoned on the picture was the message, "Avoid the line, vote from home, text Hillary to 59925, vote for Hillary and be a part of history." According to the complaint, more than 4,900 people cast their vote via text message. BuzzFeed News said that they sent a text message to the number and Hillary Clinton's campaign actually responded and redirected people to the proper channels. So how many people just sent a text message out of curiosity and didn't actually fall for the meme? Starting in at least 2015, Mackey participated in numerous group DMs. These groups, which at times included dozens of individuals and at times had overlapping membership, served as forums for the participants to share, among other things, their views concerning how best to influence the election. Among other things, Mackey and the members of these groups used the group DMs to create, refine, and share memes and hashtags that members of the groups would subsequently post and distribute. An example of the criminal behavior describes Mackey and his friends on Twitter joking around in private groups about trolling shitlibs with memes. For example, on or about December 22, 2015, Mackey and his associates exchanged messages in the Fed-free hate chat relating to memes suggesting that certain voters were hiding their desire to vote for a presidential candidate from one of the two main political parties. Mackey stated, using Mackey Account 1, "It's actually a great meme to spread. Make all these shitlibs think their friends are secretly voting for candidate 2. A participant in the group conversations, a Twitter user, described it as perfect psyops, to which Mackey later replied, "We've hit upon meme magic motherlode." The next day, Mackey used Mackey Account 1 to retweet a tweet that contained one of the discussed memes with the following text, "If you need support, I am here for you." The feds are criminalizing political speech in order to lock up Trump supporters. Even worse, nobody who unleashed the might of the U.S. government to illegally spy on Trump's 2016 campaign has gone to jail.
Why this kind of hits home was back in October, we released a video called Stop the Spread. And it was a joke, and I'll play the video.
This is the first time this is going to happen in the history of our republic. Democrats are going to vote on November 4th, and Republicans are going to vote on November 3rd. So Democrats, November 4th, make sure you got there and vote. I'm not trying to scare anyone from voting because of the COVID. It's just this year, Republicans vote November 3rd, Democrats vote November 4th. It's the way it's got to be.
And if anything can be construed as, what was it? What was the charge?
Conspiracy against rights?
Conspiracy against rights. Well, I mean, anybody can be charged with that. That's a weird thing. Every cop in the country who...
Give me your ID.
I lost my driver's license. That's why I'm here.
That's what she was trying to explain to you before you became belligerent.
I'm not
Here's the
belligerent.
thing,
I was
okay?
asking
Listen
questions,
for a
and I
second.
came for a
You
lawful
cannot
reason.
enter
What
without
law
an
is that?
appointment.
Can you
It
state
is
the
their
law?
regulation.
No,
Okay?
it's not a law.
It doesn't matter if it's a law or not. It's private property. They can
It
tell you
doesn't-
when you can
it's
come on
not
their
pri-
property or not.
You're saying this
It is private property.
private. Oh, it's
had a little bit of you've had a little bit of running with the police, can probably be charged with something like that. But that's neither here nor there. It's just an attack on conservatives, and it's an attack on humor and jokes and funny. I mean, that's what the whole internet started with, is funny, and that's what we want this thing to be, is to be funny. I made it as a joke, and it is a joke. And if you're so stupid to believe it, don't vote anyways. I mean, but you shouldn't be voting. So that's it. Thank you all so much. Please subscribe and have an awesome day.
Don't wanna complicate ya.